Welcome to SecurityCon by CNCF Tech Security. We're going to have events over 2 days, which you probably already know about. So fun facts, there's a CTF going on, and I did not, did we hear back, Andres? Did we hear back what days are the CTFs going on? Okay, we'll get into the CTFs in a second. So Louis is going to talk more about CTFs. There's a talk later today about that. So CTFs are a great way to get started with stuff. So if you're new here, if you want to start learning stuff, CTFs are a great way. We often talk about being alone in our basements, so we can be alone in our basements together. So that's a fun thing. When we were preparing this little opening section, the organizers were asking me, I was asking the organizers, what should I talk about? And they were asking, well, what do you find interesting about security? And what I said is, well, security is kind of hilarious because there's a bunch of stuff that most people don't know or don't think about. And the results are often unexpected, which is what I find humorous. But the problem is when unexpected things happen, people get fined. There's, security audits, that kind of stuff. Sometimes it doesn't work out. That's a problem. So we need to make sure that things work. We need to be able to think about things proactively so that other people don't have to, especially when it comes to security. Now, that's a bit of a hot topic here because we often get the sense that a lot of developers, especially developers, are not a big fan of security. And the reason is because there's too much going on for everybody. I'm sure all of you have too much going on, and every developer and every team that you interact with, they also have a lot of stuff going on. So a lot of our jobs tends to be getting out of people's way, even though our jobs are important, other people's jobs are important, but we try as much as possible to generate less work for other people, and I think that's a very important thing. So a trend that we see not emerge, but get more and more visibility is automating security. And I find that super interesting. I find it super important because we remove the human element. We make sure that things work by default instead of working because we made everybody as paranoid as we are. So there's a lot of talks about that, about automating things. So Fabio, who is a coworker of mine at VMware, he's going to talk about DevSecOps, which is one of the ways to automate how security works. We're going to hear about fuzzing. We're going to hear about Argo CD, which I think there was a big vulnerability or something, which is very interesting. We're going to have talks about policy, binary signing, and so on. So lots of ways to automate things to make sure that things work without having to make everyone an expert in our subject matter, which I think at the end of the day is the goal, is to make sure things work without everybody having to worry about everyone else's area of expertise. So if you're interested in getting more involved in this community, I think we often work in silos, which is not the healthiest thing in the world. So if you're interested in working more as a community, make sure to talk to your peers. The people sitting next to you are the community that you should be involved with. Do talk to the speakers after every talk about the subjects that you find interesting. Everybody here is super approachable. There's a talk tomorrow by Raga, in which she's going to mention all the ways to get involved in CNCF Tech Security. There's also Kubernetes-security, which is a slightly different focus. But point being, talk to your peers, talk to the speakers, talk to everybody. Let's work together as a community. So things here are very volunteer-based. It's not traditional InfoSec, which has lots of pros and cons, but let's try to work together. Everything is very open, very transparent. So I'm going to hand it off to Fabio in a second. And I just wanted to wish everyone a great day here today and tomorrow. We have lots of really cool talks. And that's it. There's coffee outside. Make sure your coffee is hot. I was handed cold coffee just now, and it was like a very traumatic experience. Anyway, is Fabio ready? So I'm going to hand it off to Fabio because he has more stuff to talk about than it was the allotted time, but don't tell anybody. Fabio? Yeah. All right. Thanks so much, everyone.